Hello everyone, my name is Exelbirth and I have a very minor improvement on Generic B's Witch Reactor 9000 setup. Now Generic B is using a system which grinds witches using Mind Factory Reloaded's grinder, and in return he gets a bunch of sticks and sugar and redstone and glowstone. And what he's using is, last I saw, the sugar and like energetic glowstone or destabilized redstone in a reactant dynamo, and it's a slightly less efficient design, I believe, in the long run. Now, the reactant dynamo can use 4 different fuel types. It can use sugar, gunpowder, blaze powder, and nether stars. Nether stars, that's kind of a stretch to go for, but it produces a significantly high amount of energy if you have one. Anyway, I believe that he can improve his system by using what he already has to create blaze powder. Now, blaze powder can be created using 1 piece of glowstone and 200 millibuckets or 2 redstone dust worth of destabilized redstone, sorry, brain fart, in a liquid transposer. I believe that's what it was. We'll check in a moment. Now, 1 piece of blaze powder will be able to produce a total of 640,000 redstone flux. A piece of sugar only produces 16,000. Honestly, not a bad trade-off, if you ask me. Using up only 2 bits of redstone dust and 1 bit of glowstone dust to create 640,000 redstone flux. So let's take a look at my minor tweaks. Keep in mind this is not a compact version. This is merely a demonstration version. So in here, witches would spawn. And I have it set up so that no matter where they spawn, the witches all get shoved over to the grinder no matter what. Now the system currently is turned off. I did a little bit of testing earlier, and I do have a witch spawner set underneath the floor. Now we're going to cheat a little bit and just spawn a whole bunch of witches. And then turn the system on. Now once the grinder activates, the witches will start dropping their items and they'll get shoved through the item ducts. And the way I have it set up is that glowstone will prioritize going to a magma crucible first to create a bunch of energetic glowstone. I don't believe I actually have this set up to actually spit it out. Oh, it's doing it on its own. Never mind. But once it has produced enough energetic glowstone dust to create about 14 buckets worth, it will then start fill this up with as much glowstone as it can, and once it's at max capacity, the rest of the glowstone dust, theoretically, I have not actually tested this out as well as I should have, it theoretically should send it all to this fluid transposer. We're going to go ahead and spawn in a whole bunch of glowstone dust and make sure that we have this at max capacity. There we go. We have completely drained this magma crucible of all energy that it can use. And we have produced quite a bit of energized glowstone. In fact, less than a single bucket's worth of energized glowstone will be used to create the 640,000 redstone flux. Let's go ahead and toss some glowstone dust in here, which should automatically be piped up, and skip past the full magma crucible and be placed into the fluid transposer. Now the fluid transposer already has some redstone, destabilized redstone in it, thanks to the redstone pieces before going to the magma crucible. And there we have our first blaze powder. Now, as soon as it enters the reactant dynamo, we are going to get tons of energy. In fact, this setup is most likely going to produce so much energy with so little blaze powder that there will be tons of blaze powder left over, inevitably, for things like potions and such. Now, due to this also being something that generates a lot of sugar as well, it's probably best to have another reactant dynamo set up nearby, which will take sugar in. So place that there and set up some more item ducts with sugar as input, and it'll work itself out. And we're at the point where we are generating more power than we are using to create more energetic glowstone. We are also not really using a whole lot of energized glowstone. In fact, we're using, let's see, I have a total of how much energized glowstone it uses in this book. I've done a bit of testing to see how much liquid is used per. And for a blaze powder using the glowstone, it will use 860 millibuckets worth of glowstone, which is just under 4 pieces, just over 3. So this is the setup I recommend using. It can be supplemented to use other powders and fuels that the witches drop, such as the gunpowder and the sugar. In all honesty, Generic Bee thought up a great design, and I hope that he sees this video and implements this improvement and probably makes it far more compact than this mess I have made here. So, that's going to be it for this video. If you like seeing crazy setups like this every now and then, not on a constant basis, I don't do these very often, but check out some of the other videos on my channel, see if you like what I have to offer, and maybe I'll see you around. Take care, guys, and goodbye.